Staring at his wife's bloated figure, the man feels nothing but exhaustion, and it makes him think of a young girl he once crossed paths with. She's an actress, young, graceful, full of life. He completely forgets that his wife was once just as radiant. All because years ago, he casually said he wanted as many children as possible. So for more than a decade, she gave birth, raised the kids, and gave up everything for the family. When he was broke, she married him without hesitation, and even used her dowry to help him pay off all his debts. But now, Dickens seems to have forgotten all of that. To get closer to the young actress, he casts Nellie, then completely unknown, as the lead in his new play. Not only that, he also arranges major roles for her mother and siblings. During rehearsals, one look at Nellie's delicate profile is enough to stir his heart. His eyes never leave her. Even with his wife and children sitting in the audience, he doesn't care in the slightest. On opening night, The Frozen Deep is a huge success. The audience is blown away, and Nellie is captivated by Dickens's talent. At the celebration party, she dances joyfully on the floor. Dickens can't resist. He takes her hand and dances wildly with her. Meanwhile, his wife sits quietly in a corner, watching a version of her husband she never sees at home. A woman's intuition tells her the truth. His heart now belongs to someone else. She doesn't cause a scene. She simply stands up, takes their 2 daughters, and leaves alone. Just after she exits, Nellie asks Dickens why he didn't walk his wife and children home. He dismisses it coldly, saying his wife doesn't understand him, that she believes his novels exist only to please the crowd. Then he turns to Nellie, praising her performance, telling her she's like the heroine who stepped straight out of his books. Nellie smiles and says she reads his works every night, keeping them by her bedside, reading them over and over again. Those words send Dickens into a quiet frenzy. In that moment, he becomes convinced. This girl understands him. Their souls, he believes, are perfectly aligned. The man pushes open his wife's bedroom door, but the sight of her heavy, worn body makes him stop short. He closes the door, and his mind drifts back to Nellie at the racetrack. Young, radiant, her graceful figure brimming with life. Before dawn the next morning, Dickens rises early and dresses with unusual care. Today is Nellie's performance in London. His wife, barely awake, reminds him that there are no trains at this hour. Dickens doesn't hesitate. He is willing to walk, even if it takes the entire day. During the performance, Dickens watches from the audience, anxiety written all over his face. Nellie's weak delivery draws cruel remarks from the crowd, and when another man speaks too boldly to her, jealousy stings his heart. As night falls, Nellie uses the late hour as an excuse to invite Dickens to rest at her home. In their conversation, his affection for her is impossible to hide, and none of it escapes her mother's watchful eyes.
My daughters are fine young women. Sometimes I am anxious for their future.
I understand. If I may be of assistance in any way.
I cannot risk Nellie's reputation.
I hope that nothing I could offer would compromise her.
But once love takes root, it cannot be easily undone. Days later, Dickens hosts a charity event for the poor and invites Nellie and her family to his home. It is the first time Nellie has been so close to his private world. She gazes at his dried ink pens, her emotions surging. He was once her idol. Now he has become her confidant. Late-night conversations push their relationship into dangerous territory. Sitting face to face, they share secrets they have never spoken aloud. They become keepers of each other's truths, 2 souls closer than anyone else in the world. Seeing this, Nellie's mother makes a fateful decision. She entrusts her daughter to Dickens. He arranges a grand estate for Nellie's family, and soon, rumors spread everywhere. Dickens grows troubled, but when his wife gently speaks to him,
You could not keep it quiet forever, Charles. No matter, you must deny it.
Rumours can always be denied. Do not worry. It will pass.
And then you must stop this.
What if I do not want to?
Don't be foolish. You cannot keep her a secret.
Yes, I can.
he refuses to sever ties with Nellie. He has forgotten that when he was penniless, it was his wife who married him, paid his debts, and helped build his success. She, too, was once young and beautiful. Because he once said he wanted many children, she endured pregnancy after pregnancy, giving birth to 10 of them.
She is the mother of your children. How could you be so cruel to
And
her?
for that I shall always be grateful, but I do not love her.
Dickens chose his mistress, Nellie, over his wife. He literally nailed shut the door between himself and Catherine. From the other side, Catherine could only stare helplessly at the man she loved, her heart breaking to the point she could barely breathe. After that, Dickens cut off all contact with Catherine and devoted himself entirely to Nellie. But rumors about their relationship spread fast. To protect his reputation, Dickens publicly claimed he had already been separated from Catherine and insisted Nellie had nothing to do with it. When Catherine heard the news, she collapsed in tears. To escape the gossip, Dickens and Nellie moved to the countryside and lived in seclusion. During that time, Nellie became pregnant with their child, but the scandal began to hurt Dickens's book sales, forcing him to leave and attend a public reading tour. When he finally returned, Nellie had given birth to a stillborn baby. The only proof that child had ever existed was a lock of hair, cut by Dickens himself. Years later, the aging Dickens passed away. Nellie remarried, yet never truly escaped the shadow of that love. She spent the rest of her life quietly missing him. Catherine, too, lived alone, carrying her memories of Dickens to the end. Before she died, she asked her daughter to donate the letters Dickens once wrote to her to the British Museum, so the world would know that, once upon a time, Dickens truly loved her.
This is Versailles, Countess, not a brothel.
Have you prepped her for tonight? Did your mother explain the mechanics? What goes where, who does what? I can teach you the art of seduction.
Teach me. Please. I must do my duty.
The newly married crown prince and princess were required to complete their wedding night ritual under the watch of the nobles. Only this could guarantee the purity of any future heir. Servants surrounded them as their clothes were removed piece by piece, until finally, they stood naked before one another. What was meant to be honor felt instead like torture for the young couple. The moment the blanket was lifted, they rushed onto the bed and hid beneath it. They thought the ceremony was finally over, but then the king raised his hand. Before the couple could react, a basket filled with small balls was brought forward. The nobles began throwing the balls onto the marriage bed. What was supposed to symbolize blessings quickly turned into mockery. The balls were hurled roughly at their bodies, as if the couple were animals on display. The rightful stars of the night were reduced to objects of ridicule. Only after the crowd had amused themselves did the king end the ritual. The bed curtains were finally drawn closed. At last, the couple was left alone, but the humiliation had already poisoned the atmosphere. Mary tried to steady her emotions and prepare herself for consummation. At that moment, Louis placed a pillow between them. He turned his back to her and lay down. The rejection made Mary feel deeply wronged. Yet to fulfill her duty, she forced herself to softly call his name. Louis gave no response at all. He was still trapped in shame and anger from what had just happened. His coldness cut deeply into Mary's heart. With no choice, she lay down silently and swallowed her pain. For the sake of securing the alliance between France and Austria, she tried once more to reach him, but her touch instantly enraged Louis. He jumped out of bed in anger and abandoned his new bride on the spot. When Louis opened the door, he suddenly realized someone was watching. Mary was terrified, her face drained of color. Yet the voyeurs showed no shame at all. Some even stared back with open provocation. Mary leapt from the bed in panic. She looked toward the door locks in horror. Behind every lock, she saw an eye staring back at her. Fear flooded her entire body. With nowhere left to run, she rushed back to the bed. She pulled the blanket over her head tightly, desperately searching for even a shred of safety.